Okay, what's up, everybody? I'm not Brian Paul. So this week, you may have noticed we have a slight change in format. I'm on this side of the desk, which is very scary. But sitting next to me, actually I should introduce myself. My name is Des, for those of you who don't know. Hello. I'm usually the co-host of this operation, but this week we have a very special guest, my friend Anthony.
Hi.
Sitting across from me this week and, well, probably just this week. So, Anthony, they kind of know me, general geek and magician and all sorts of other stuff, but if we can get a little background on you. Now, I met you kind of with our shared magic background, but you've gone off onto other cooler stuff, so...
we came from the same world, basically, and since then, I've kind of eased up on the magic stuff, and I fell into stunts. Puns. We're starting with those already.
Oh, yeah, fell into stunts.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
you'll fit in just fine.
So I work as a stunt performer now for TV and film. You might have seen me get bopped in the head in Daredevil Season 1. Oh. I did a lot of driving in Ghostbusters, the new one, and I got the call for John Wick 2. But that's it. I got the call, but I never worked it.
Right, so close.
I just wanted to mention that just because of the game that we're going to be talking about. It'll probably tie in later.
Yeah. So we'll get into that, but yeah, no spoilers. But we're talking about Superhot this week, and after playing this for a while, I was like, you know what? There's one person in my life whose opinion I want on this game, and that's Anthony. So before we get into the game, there was actually another kind of interesting little tweak. Now, Brian and I, we're huge fans of PSVR. VR in general, but we don't have a lot of experience with Oculus or Vive. And it turns out, we found out in conversation, Anthony here has a lot of experience with Oculus.
Yeah, you guys are in luck. I actually used to work for Oculus. It's ongoing, so I shouldn't say used to.
Well, maybe after this episode.
Well, yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I was telling Des earlier that I really like the PSVR way better than Oculus. I think it's more user-friendly just because of the Oculus. I've done a lot of demos with the Oculus, and when you put it on, people are just like jumbled. They're like, oh, how do I adjust the straps? And then there's the focus dial in the middle, and people can't find it. And as soon as you handed me the PSVR, I was like, done. All right, I got this. Yeah, it's just pretty intuitive, I think.
And as far as like motion tracking controlling, was it... I mean, none of the systems are perfect, but does it match up? Is it...
I think it's pretty accurate. I've noticed just like on the usually on the Oculus, was it the VR Rift?
Okay.
Yeah, that one. It was a little glitchy.
Yeah.
The mobile version was glitchy. This one was pretty on point for the most part.
Excellent. Yeah. So look, none of them are perfect, and there's pluses and minuses, but that's something I with my limited experience with the other systems, I noticed right away. I think I've told the story before. When I set up the PSVR in my house, I was shocked at how little time it took. It was just put up the camera, put on the... Oh, I'm done? Whereas, with the Oculus and Vive, you got to set up all the other sensors through the room.
You got to read the manual, all that stuff.
So, just a little background there. But anyways, on to what we're actually here to talk about. Superhot. Superhot,
it's really hot.
For those, it's super hot, yeah. Well, and we should say specifically Superhot VR, because the original Superhot was a first-person shooter. The basic game mechanic was the same. As you're moving, basically, time moves when you do. So if you stay still, it's a very boring game. But as you move, your opponents move as well. And so you can actually have the situation where someone fires a gun at you, and you can see the bullet just frozen in midair. And as you move out of its way, it kind of goes past you, ideally. Just some background. The PSVR version came out this July, but it had been in existence for the Oculus and the Vive before that.
I had no idea.
Yeah. That's right. Bad Oculus. Seriously, you had this guy selling your product and you're not having your people play this game?
My bad.
I mean, no hints, no spoilers, but we really like this game.
It's my first day, every day.
I want to get my Des Nugget out of the way, just kind of like a little background thing I like to find in these games. This was basically totally made by an indie developer. There were two games they saw. One game that was the main inspiration, I'm going to have to cheat here, called Time for Cat, which is kind of like a Frogger sort of thing. We have to get a cat through this world, but every time the cat moves, the world moves.
Oh, cool.
It was that, plus, I don't know if you've seen the video, Bad Motherfucker by... Biting Elbows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the stunt guy. This must be like.
Oh yeah, same guys who did what was that? Hardcore Henry.
Hardcore Henry. Yeah. Yeah. So the original video, music video came out, and if you haven't seen this, it's on YouTube. Go check it out
right now.
It's a 2.5 minute action scene, but done from first person. And what are there cuts?
They say there aren't any cuts, but they hide them pretty well.
Yeah, there's got to be.
Yeah.
So it's fantastic. And then eventually Hardcore Henry came out by the same directing team. It's phenomenal. So mash those two together, the cute kitty cat and Hardcore Henry, and you get Superhot. So I guess, the other thing is when the developer, I'm kind of taking over here, I'm sorry. The developer originally wanted to make this. They were like, oh, yeah, we'll throw a couple hours into porting it to VR and we'll be fine. And then they realized, oh no, we have to completely redo this from the top down. So, Des Nuggets out of the way. First impressions, what do you think?
Oh man, it's amazing. So when you explain the controls and everything, you gave me the basic rundown. I was just like, all right, I got this. I'm a movement guy. I do martial arts. I do stunts. I got this for sure.
Yeah.
It went against everything I thought, because like when I see somebody attacking me, I want to just beat the crap out of them, move fast, and that wasn't the way. And like there's little nuances, like you said, like when you shoot the gun, time warps way faster, so it's better to go hand to hand, stuff like that. So it took me some time to adjust to go from kill mode to kind of like, all right, let's breathe, relax, and all right, see where the bullets are coming, block, shoot, stuff like that. So it went back to my basic stunt training, which is slow is smooth, smooth is fast, and fast is deadly. And it sometimes fast gets sloppy, and that was the case. And just going smoother. It's kind of like some of the best race car drivers or drifters. People think like it's like Fast and Furious. You're driving, you're shifting mad hard, real fast. Yeah. The best drivers in the world go smooth. They're relaxing, they're shifting the gear, pull the e-brake. Yeah. You got all the time in the world, and it kind of kept me grounded, just to like basic stunts. It's just you want to walk through it and go smoothly and see everything coming at once. You see the whole picture, not just that one piece.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one thing I would say. When I kind of was talking him into coming on the show. For me, I told him it's like a Jackie Chan simulator, because you got all the stuff you can pick up. One of my favorite things is he just uses anything in the environment to take out everybody. But actually, in kind of talking with him, I realized it's a fight choreography simulator is what it is. Because we had two rounds of you playing. The first round, you were like, I got this, and seriously, in 5 minutes he was breaking a sweat, which was phenomenal to see, but also wasn't super successful. And then there was that one level you were just like banging your head against. I think it was it Chinatown? I think it was the end of Chinatown. And then it took a little break, and I hopped in, and we'll talk about this in a little bit. But there's other modes you can play. I was playing Endless, and I was just taking my time. And I think you saw that and came in, and so I guess compare like your first round versus your second round after seeing me play. What was the
you were so graceful. It was weird. You were like
graceful.
Yeah, it was watching a master at work painting a painting. You were just like grab, shoot, throw it. I was like, oh, that's how you do it. Yeah. So it made a lot more sense. But this game plays so well, like you said, fight choreography, and a little trick that we use in movies is if you establish an object in the scene, you better in hell use that object. Like especially John Wick, they use it. You see a vase, that vase is getting used on somebody's head or something. Okay. So they do a really good job that you found all these found weapons and objects. I really love that.
Yeah, as far as the structure of the game goes, you fire up. You're in this black and white, mostly white, room with some number of opponents. And the opponents are in red, and then objects you can interact with are black. And that's pretty much it. As you reach toward an object, it'll change from black to this sort of stripy shaded pattern. That means you can grab it and use it to throw. This game takes, one of my favorite genres of game is first-person shooters, and I also love strategy games. And just that one little mechanic of having control of the speed turns this from a first-person shooter into a strategy game. Okay, so let's see, what else?
Another piece of realism they have is, didn't you, one time you picked up a gun from the enemy, there was no rounds in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing. You just don't know what you're going to get in the real world. Like,
Yeah,
It's a mix.
in general, yeah. When you do grab a gun, there's 9mm guns. They're a generic version of it, but they've got 6 rounds in them. Then there's shotguns, which have 2, and there's the Uzi minigun, which has some number, never enough, is the actual number it has. And yeah, you really you fire, and then that's it. You're out of bullets, and you have that nice clicking sound. Like, oh crap!
Great.
So you can throw the weapons at them. So as far as the actual campaign goes, you probably once you have your kind of wake up moment and figure it out, you'll have like 2 or 3 hours of gameplay. But then there are other modes to play. So there's endless, which is why I don't think we got much of a chance.
I didn't want to touch it. I wasn't ready. No,
Yeah.
no, I wasn't going down that road.
The endless mode for once you've gotten the handle of it. This is why this is probably not my favorite game. Definitely PSVR, maybe of all time. You're in a scenario, and then they just keep coming at you, and you survive as long as you can. So let's see. Any other thoughts on the game? Something? Any negatives, maybe?
Negatives. I mean, there was a couple times where I couldn't grab weapons, but I think that was just me being positioned kind of weird away from weird.
Actually, I figured that out.
Yeah.
So there was one part you were grabbing something on the floor and it wasn't there.
Yeah.
What you didn't see is I had a coffee table that I moved out to the side, where
So
the gun was in the virtual world was under the coffee table. So that is one advantage of the Oculus and the Vive over the PSVR. If the camera can't see the Move controller, it just doesn't exist. So that was my.
So you screwed me over.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. It'd be kind of cool if there was a co-op duo mode or something, and we could both play together at the same time, kind of going back to back.
Yeah, that would be so annoying though. Because stop moving! Damn it, there's a bullet right here.
Right.
Knock it off.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's some. That's kind of like riding, using a canoe or a tandem bike right there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool chance for. Actually, that's kind of cool. I guess we'll get to. One of the things we have on this podcast is our rating scale. Number 1 is you have to buy this. Just stop what you're doing, go out and pick this up now. What are you doing? Still listening to me. Number 2 is it's okay. You have a PSVR and it comes on sale. Yeah, pick it up. You got the extra money, sure, why not? And 3 is do not buy this. Friends don't let friends buy crap. Do not reward these people for what they're doing. So, Anthony, as a special guest, you go first. What would you rate this?
Honest review?
Yeah.
Okay. It's kind of weird because you start 1 as the highest.
Yeah.
So I want to go -1.
-1. Okay.
Because I want to buy 2 of these systems now.
Yeah.
I want to buy 2 PSVRs because I have dual residency.
Okay.
Just because it's super hot.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great game. It was real fun. I felt like John Wick meets Sherlock Holmes when he's warping time in his mind.
Oh, with the Robert Downey Jr. one.
Yeah.
And, that's a good pull. Yeah.
Honestly, it just felt like this game is what I do on a daily basis with my friends. We just go to the stunt gym that I train at in New Britain, and we it's just fight choreo stuff, and we're shooting at each other, fighting. It just felt like I was hanging out with my friends. So
that's cool.
If I can take that home, it's just the party never stops. So I'd give it definitely a 1.
Okay, so Superhot Incorporated. You can go ahead and use that on the back of the non-existent box. Professional fight choreographer and stuntman says, "This is what my friends and I do when we hang out." I can't even. Yeah, the same thing. I do want to flip the rating scale again too, because 1 is not expressive enough. This is by far my favorite PSVR game so far, and it may be in my top 5 all-time gaming experiences. Which is weird because one thing I've said a lot is story is really important to me, and we didn't really talk about that. There is a story. It's not as in depth or as meta as the original Superhot first-person shooter. There are some kind of cool moments. To start the game, you put on a virtual headset, so you're actually in VR playing someone who's in VR playing a game, and then it gets weirder from there.
VRception.
Yeah. But the story, who cares? Just, I usually love coming in here and recording these episodes. It's the highlight of my week, and sharing with a friend is fantastic, but this is the one time I'm kind of bummed to come in and record this because I want to be playing that now instead. So yeah. So any final thoughts or any?
No,
No?
I say Superhot, keep up the good work. Real amazing game. I honestly, I'm buying the PSVR today just because of Superhot. It's so good.
Yeah, and that's not an exaggeration. That is, I mean, 5 minutes into it is like, how much does this cost? I want that one. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So last question. Any if anyone wants to see your work, you said Daredevil season 1.
Yeah, I'm all over the place.
Okay.
Watch Gotham. I'm on that show a lot.
Okay.
Get my residuals up.
Yay.
But more importantly, if you guys feel like trying out any stunt stuff, stunts people think it's just fighting. We do everything. If you want to work, you do it all. So I actually train at a gym I said in New Britain, Connecticut. It's called Adaptive Movement Parkour. If you come check it out, there's parkour, there's jujitsu, all that good stuff. So it's like you're training all the super hot skills in real life. So if you guys want to do this in real life too, come on down, check it out.
All right, that's so pretty badass. Yeah, so go be a stuntman, but first go buy Superhot. Seriously, there is no. You are not my friend if you don't buy this game. Okay, well, I'm serious. I'm putting that down. All right, so that is it for this week. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them back in the comments thing. If you want to talk about how snazzy Anthony's new mug is, go ahead and do that.
Without Parole Games mug. Oh, I also got the pen. I lost it.
That's okay.
They gave me this pen right before we started.
We treat our guests well.
Well, where can you get these? I want more.
They're
For all my friends.
They're very super special, only for guests right now.
Okay, cool. Gotcha.
I like the attempt at the merch plug, but we're not there yet.
I'm honored.
And I did come out way strong on how much I love this. If you have a differing opinion, I'd love to hear it. I mean, there are some.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna read the comments. Just if you have something.
And he will find you.
Yeah, that's right. And I won't do anything because I don't know how to real fight. It's just film fighting.
All right, you stay right there and let me punch you. Is that how that? Not how
You
this
didn't
is done?
react. That's it.
Okay, square up. All right. I know a little bit. All right, well, so for this week, my name is Dez.
And I'm Anthony Hong.
And thank you so much for watching Without Pro Games. Oh, and of course, please support us on Patreon and absolutely click some likes there. We need the likes. All right, thank you.
Later, guys.
Bye.